Alright, alright. Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Put my mouse over there. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Um, got a couple of updates from the art table. Got the new workstation. So as you can see, we don't have much hesitation anymore. Did a little quick overlay thing, getting ready for December. Going to add a little bit more stuff onto her. Still need to update the main head cam. This one right here, because it does run a little bit slow compared to the one I have above me. So, but anyway, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. The ones that did celebrate Thanksgiving, hope you had a good weekend. Weather was cloudy for a little bit, but it's got a lot better. It's nice and cool this morning. If you keep follow up with me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll see that I got some more work done in the aircraft. So we had that much amount of fun going on. So anyway, what we're working on today is we're finishing up the colored pencil piece. Let me go ahead and take some of these off that we've been working on. I also got a new arm and new lighting, so hopefully we'll be able to see this a little bit better. So, but we're gonna. I pretty much have her finished up. I'm just doing a little bit more work on maybe the spear, and was doing a little bit more blending on maybe the back sash pieces. And I got to add in a little bit. I've missed one of the bars down here to go over here. So we'll get that finished up. And we're going to work on the background and stuff on it. I haven't quite decided yet what we do for background. I'm probably going to... Oh, I almost forgot I do... Whoops. Almost forgot I do have to work a little bit on her cape piece and stuff because it does kind of blend in with that. And then we'll work on the background piece to it. So anyway, welcome. Thank you for coming and joining with me. Chilling out and relaxing, listening. We'll have some fun with this. Let me get my glove put on. That way I don't get any of my oils on the picture. And of course, I always have a scratch piece so that I can be in such a large piece, so that when I throw my hand down on it. So, as you guys come in, say hey, tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you guys been up to. And hopefully we'll get some of this done, and maybe we'll swap over and we'll work on some of the overlay sections down below here. Actually, it'll be down below here, running along the bottom half here. We'll add a little bit more. I did a little quick thing with some little gift for some Christmas lights real quick, so I'll probably play with that a little bit more. It looks like the diffusion kind of got turned on when I was animating the twinkle lights up top here in Photoshop. So anyhow, we're going to get some work done on this bad boy. So let's it's kind of a little bit of chill music. Let's see if maybe we get a little bit more something. Maybe actually, nah, we'll just stick with the chill music. Let me leave that right there, and we'll go from there. So go ahead and grab the pencil real quick and add this in so I don't forget it. So because it looks like it runs almost parallel with this guy, so we want to just drop that down, just that way we can see where we're at. And then let's go ahead and we'll grab a 0.3 ink pen here, and we'll run this guy across. I tell you what, though, I am glad that I upgraded the art table computer, because he is a little guy. I got a huge one down here now. So, but the other one was like a little tiny box. And as you can see, we're not having dropped frame rates anymore. And it's probably transitions better and looks a little bit better. So, slowly getting there. Like I said, new light, new arm. Just got to change out the webcam for that part. The overhead cam is still my good old Castle Brave 7. And let's go ahead and get that guy filled in. Now he should be kind of cured up a little bit on there, and we'll go with some of the darks on the outside edge. And I'll go over here to the Sienna Brown. That was a dark umber that I was using prior. That way we get a little bit of color and tone with this, so it doesn't look so flat. And then we'll move on to this pumpkin orange, and once I think I get done with that, I think I can actually put this lot up, because I think I'm pretty much done with all the little gold bar toning in here. So add a little bit of more color to that. Then we'll go for this, this is mineral orange. This will give a little bit lighter of a tint to it. Give a little bit more warmth into that. as a metal. And of course we want to go to now the goldenrod. Might need to sharpen him up a little bit. So throw some goldenrod down there on that one. Alright. And we got some jasmine. I got my ordered some of my extra colored pencils, so I got some more coming in. Just this guy's getting a little bit low. I should have probably ordered 2 of the jasmine. We gotta give it a little bit of brightness here, so we're going to use a canary yellow to send the middle tone up a little bit more. And they got a neat thing here. This is a colorless blender, kind of brightens it out a little bit. Allows it all to mix in. So, throw that up. Grab my little brush off here. Brian, howdy. Sure looks awesome. Thanks, brother. How's your day been? Thanksgiving go well and all? Have a good weekend. So, I see you got your phone upgraded finally, and you're back up in business on that. So, glad to hear about that one. So that guy's all done there. Let's go ahead and we can take these guys off here and see about. We'll keep the bright yellow, but we'll put these guys over here at my colored pencil box for now. That way, get us a little more space out up here. All right. Let's see what we got. What's this? This is eggshell. All right. We might use that. We'll leave that up there. All right. Let's do a little bit more of a blend up here. I got a couple spots here I wanted to clean up some of there's a little bit of brightness still in there. This is a colorless blending pencil that I'm using just to kind of smooth out maybe a couple of harsh lines on here. So, take the excess off, that way we don't get any cross contamination. And let's see here, we probably want to, we have this being, we're going with, like, as you can see, brown, white, or dark brown, white, dark brown, white, dark brown, white, brown, and then white over here. So, and of course the same thing with the leggings. And so we're going to probably do the same thing maybe we'll do this side is a dark brown here, and this side will be the light side, and the inside here will be probably a little bit of a red. You're welcome. Yeah, Thanksgiving was a good week, and I worked on app, and today I had physical therapy. Phone is like 90%. Apparently, I can't yet get texts from businesses like the two-step verification for Facebook or refill med information, etc. I can also still call it my landline. Okay, well, at least you're getting a little bit. At least you're getting back in the communication section on that. That's a good thing for that. So that's cool. In the physical, so you've been staying pretty busy on app in there, keeping yourself up and running. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go back to the warm grays here, because we will do, how do we want to do this? I think I'm missing a little bit of a line there. Let's throw the warm gray over there, because this should come this way, and we should have a line like that. All right. Do a warm gray. 10%. See if we can. We already started doing a little bit of it over there. Let's see if we can get this guy set up, and we'll add a little bit of depth to it. There we are. I went through Spectrum Chat, and they said some businesses charge, so that's why I can't get Facebook, Publix, etc. That made no sense, so I called and found out I very much should get those. Those are important. Yeah, I got 30 hours on Apple last week. This week, 20 so far. Hey, all right. It's only Tuesday, too, and you got 20 already. That's definitely good. So I'm knee-deep in aircraft stuff and as well. I'm trying to get some art project stuff going and work on some new pieces for business. But never a shortage in people who need stuff done with their airplane or work on their airplane. So, okay, so we got that. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a interesting shadow here. Maybe we'll We'll bring it to where it looks sort of like it comes off, the shadow comes that way down. We'll darken that out a little bit there so we can definitely see the shadow of the armor hanging off of it. Yeah, 20 is minimum. That's why I work the weekend, so I can work extra whenever they have it. You're sure been busy with those airplanes? Yeah. Well, that one Seminole that I had some gremlins in it that was from some previous installs that needed to be fixed, so that way the plane was safe. So, and the other sides it was I worked on a Cardinal update. It's actually going to do a little video on that, but we're still getting all the software updates for it because we just added on some extra features for it. That plane will be getting ready to be sold though. That are going up for sale, not sold, but going up for sale. So that's one that we've been working on for a couple of years now for restoration on it. And what else we got? Oh, I was working on the Cessna 205 over in my other friend's hangar and stuff. They had a little bit of a wiring mix-up, so it sounds like it'll work well. They're selling it. That's awesome. Someone will love it. Yeah, this Cardinal. I'm gonna do a video. I'll try and do a video tomorrow when I'm out there because I got to do a little bit of work tomorrow morning on it and see if we can get some progress on that. We got everything else sorted out on it for this Aspen display, but it's still not wanting to get navigational information. So it's getting GPS information. So it's definitely something going to the Aspen or through the Aspen. But it's not the antenna or the actual units because they're actually working on the other analog pieces. So one of those things. Let's see. That old chestnut. You'll figure out a bit. Yeah. I won't let anything beat me. I try not to. So it's kind of a rare occasion, but when it happens, it happens. Let's see here. We need to put a little bit of let's see the way we got some of the lighting and with the. Might do a little bit of pink. I know what you mean. Yeah. Alright. Let's throw a little bit of pink here, some of the shadow. That way. I think I'm going to do looking at some of these purple and red, dark reds and stuff, I think I'm going to do for the background, and I'll really make her pop out. Kind of do a little bit of a graphic piece for the background. So, and it'll highlight some of the red features in her. On her armor and stuff, like the jewels and stuff. And of course this was pretty cool, how blending all this together to give it, you probably doesn't do it justice seeing all this and through this camera and stuff, but how bright this actually really is. Let's see if I can put it closer there to where you guys can get an idea, just so you can see. There we are. So, but I'll take some photos of it and stuff where it has a little bit more natural lights. That way you can actually see how the colored pencil actually does do a little bit of a brightness on it and stuff to where it does make it look like it glows. So we'll work on it with that. And this little blending pencil is actually pretty good because it allows me to kind of clean up some of the little white dots that I see on it. There we go. Alright. Okay, we got that. We need to go back down to the 10% instead of the 20. That way we can get a little bit of a softer variation out here. And then we'll go to, we'll use a little bit of white. Get a little bit of the lighted features in. So that way it blends that out a little bit smoother. Let's grab back to the colors blender. I actually found my soft ones. There's a couple different colors blend. This is a colorless blending pencil. I'll put it up here where you can see it. It literally has no color, but what it does is it allows the other colors to mix nicely with the wax type build on this, and it actually kind of acts like it makes it a little bit more saturated and vibrant. So, which is pretty cool. I've used ones by this is Prismacolor where it matches the rest of the pencils because they're a softer colored pencil, and I've used the Kohinoor color pencil blenders before, and they're actually pretty nice. Especially the Kohinoors are a little bit tougher or a little bit harder. They're not such a soft color pencil, at least the ones that I've used. So these guys actually do a pretty good job. on blending that in. So, and this brings out, gives a nice texture to it. Kind of smooths it a little bit. So, what's nice is with this one, it's soft enough that you can still work over the top of it, so it's not totally finished once you lay down that thick coat of wax. You can still work a little bit with it, which is good. And then you can blend over again. So it does have quite a bit of leniency, and it's not so much where it cuts into the paper. So I actually can't wait. I just got my package of the other drawing paper that I have that actually is a heavier weight. Interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. Especially, if you've never used them before, it's good to try different things out on it. I mean, of course, there's also the old rub pencils here. This is the just literally it's a nub or a Conti is what they can call it. And it's just tightly round paper. You can use that as well. So, just sort of what the texture or effect you're looking for. Let me throw that back down there. That doesn't look too bad. And in here, see the underside of her outfit's actually going to be in a red. So this looks like I'm going to have it to where it kind of rolls. Let me grab this guy. So this is going to be a bright red, and this will be a darker red because it's going to be the back, the folded section of this. There we go. Clean up a little bit there on the ink. All right. Bring this guy up just a tiny bit. There we go. And the rub pen, the colorless blending pencil does excellent for when you're trying to do a little bit of a translucent type fabric or material or something that you want that looks like you could see through it. Because once I get ready to do the background, I'm going to be able to blend in a little bit of color into this to where it looks like you can see through it. So it should look pretty cool. All right, let's go ahead and we'll go with a dark red first and kind of hit some of the shadowing highlights that we want on here. So maybe we'll run it right on up and through. There we go. Let's see here. Throw a little bit of dark red down there. And we're going to do a little dark red down there. And let's see here. Let's go up to the next level. I think these guys got mixed up, so we'll have to take a peek real quick. Grab my scratch paper. This paper is the same type weight. This is just a cardstock one, so that way I can see really what it looks like. Because if you look at these, you'll see that one's sort of a cool white. This is a warm white. So if you're trying to see what colors, how they'll look on the page, always use the same paper. See, even though this one looks brighter, it's actually a little bit of a darker resonance to it. It's got a little bit more of a warm. This is more of a cooler side. So we're going to stick with the warmer one first to kind of blend with the dark one, and we're going to add a little bit of purple in it for lighting this, because not only is this like just a type of fan art piece, but it's also a practice with color and light theory and stuff. So, which there's an excellent book that I've gotten a hold of that actually is really invaluable on practicing with this stuff. And it's been around for a little while, but it's for painting as well, but you literally apply the same skills on it as you would from there we go, as you would for anything else. It doesn't have to be with paint. It's just any type of color. So, and it talks about they have a lot of neat talking about like the difference, a way of reflection that light has on it from sunlight, natural sunlight that's bright and direct. When it's during the daytime, next time you're out and stuff, and it's a nice bright sunny day, look at some of the shadows that get cast, and you'll notice that they kind of have a bluish tint to them because of the sky. So that's the reflective area on that. And like where it's more of a cloudy, like a cloud cover type sky, it's also softer, the light's softer, and it sometimes has more of a more neutral color to it. And like evening, like shadows and stuff, have some more dark purples and burgundies type and orange colors that are in it that help play, which is cool. It's really been really exciting to kind of look at all that. So it's something neat, especially if you're wanting to play and or dabble with some of the coloring and stuff, and may not have been great at it in the past, because I've always had a difficulty with color myself, because the majority of my stuff would either be a monochrome thing that I do, and I'd have a lot of different different value stuff on it for grays and whatnot, which works out. I mean, but at the same time, so here we're going to do add a little bit of white into this to give a little bit of light, but we don't need too much. We're going to really just more do a blend. I'm actually not liking that too much, so let's go back over to the red here and see if we can get that more. We'll get that blended out a little more properly. Make it look a little bit richer, because I don't want it to look too faded on this. This is supposed to be kind of like a regal color piece to it. So, and of course, I've been between the aircraft work that I've been doing and trying to get some of my drawing stuff up and together for the business and whatnot. Been finishing up school projects and whatnot and finals, and they've actually were nice. They kind of had it done up early this year. So I actually have the whole month to kind of work on other projects now and get stuff done. Crazy Quilter, hi, how you doing? Welcome. Hope you've had a good weekend. Hope your day's going well. Testing out the new rig, so we don't have any dropped areas now. That's good. Yep. And yeah, one of my projects I got to work on this month is tomorrow I'm putting the roof on my back area by my workshop. I have like a carport area. I had the roof off, the tarp down for the hurricanes and whatnot. So you see how this color's blending pencil really brings out that red? It suddenly pops up really quick. So it really shows up nice. But anyway, I took it down had it down for the hurricanes and stuff. But now it's good and nice, and we're kind of out in the clear for that. I'm going to put it up, and that way I can finish up. I got an old 1954 Ford F100 pickup truck I need to finish up so I can get the garage cleaned up and her up and running. So I actually tried looking for some Christmas music to play, but a lot of them aren't deemed YouTube safe because of DMCA policies and whatnot, which is kind of strange, but hey, I'll keep digging, see if I can find some stuff. So I'm quite sure I might be able to find something I can use on there. So for right now, we're just using chill music. So what do I got? I got tons of stuff going on. Oh yeah. So, but yeah, this is a good brighter section of it, because now what we're going to do is, this is actually a fold, and this back side is going to be much darker because it's like the piece that's further back. That would be cool if you can find Christmas music. Yeah, it would be. Getting rain right now, maybe some wind around 10 o'clock. Oh, well, it's nice, clear, and cool down here. It's not like cold, but it's nice. It's like, I think it's like 60 something right now. Let me take a peek. Yeah, it's like 69. Last night it got down to the 50s, but nothing too crazy. So, are you guys liking the new system setup? Do you like the new light? Does the new light work better for this than that old spotlight? Because this guy actually has a bar that goes all the way across, and then it's got a little sidebar, so it can somewhat illuminate me when I get a little bit closer in on the screen. But it mainly kind of spreads the lighting out on it. And of course, I don't have the flexible arm anymore. I got a solid one, so it's actually much stronger on the table. So that way, if I shake the table and whatnot, or if I start to get a little aggressive in some of my blending, it doesn't get to where everything shakes. The stringer light, so that's like your new light. Oh, cool. Yeah, the string of lights, I kind of did that. I did that in like 15 minutes and stuff, like 15, 20 minutes. I actually need to adjust the diffusion on it for the GIF to where it actually looks more fluid for the lights when it lights up. So I'll play with that a little bit later. So might make a little Christmas. Got to do a little Christmas layout for the bottom here. We'll make a foreground layout, and seems look like it'll look pretty nice. Who knows? Maybe I'll see if I get enough time. I'll play with a train or so. I love trains. I'll play with a train to put on the bottom there, and maybe have it drive around a little bit or something other. I don't know. Got to come up with some good ideas. It doesn't look too bad. All right, let's go ahead and get the colored pencil off of that blender a little bit. We'll see if I can use my right hand instead of my left arm. A tree and a train. Yep. So, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Okay. Let's see. So this one's going to be a lot darker, so we're not going to use so much the lighter color. We're probably going to use... might actually use one of these, this crimson color. Let me see what the crimson looks like. So the crimson, yeah, it's definitely a darker color on that. So won't use that one. We'll use these two and the darker red. That way, we'll get a nice blend backwards. So we'll use that. Let's throw a little bit of purple in here, or it's going to be called it's called Dahlia purple. That's what we'll do to help add some of the shading, just so it doesn't look muddy, so it actually looks like it's got a little bit more feel in it. There we go. Frontier Man, hello. How's your day been? Hope you've had a good day. Let's go back to the Crimson Lake. Let's see if we can see. We want it to kind of have a little bit of shading back here like this with the dark. And maybe I should run that way. Maybe we'll have a little bit there. So we'll work the dark reds up here. See if we can do a little blending in with that. Get that started. We'll get a base down. So, but there we go. And of course, if we don't catch it all the way on the edge, it's not a big deal, because I always we'll put a little bit of probably about 1/4 of an inch, or maybe 1/8 of an inch even. I'll put a tape line around it when it's all said and done, because that's how it'll get put when it gets put on a mat board to get framed or whatnot. Get some of that excess off there. Alright. And let's see, let's throw a little bit there. Let's see, we can put a little bit of a dark red in there. Actually, let's go with the black grape. We'll really kind of blend it nicely. Just a little bit, because it gets the darkest at the closest points. And let's then throw that red over the top of it. Alright, that looks a little bit more pleasing. Start bleeding this out a little bit more. Put that back over there. Let's see. Now I was thinking about adding an extra day, and especially like with this stuff. This is actually from this character is from a video game that I actually play called Epic 7, and I was thinking about maybe, because with the new workstation and stuff, I can actually probably use it now to where we could actually do some of the game stuff and watch party stuff, and maybe pick an extra day besides our drawing days and add on another little feature. And I might actually have enough goodies in my workshop to where I can make yet another computer rig for out there in my workshop. And maybe we can make live stream out there sometime and work on some bigger projects. Because I wish I could do that before this, so that way you could see. Because I actually had to build a little stand table for the computer now. So let's see here. It's not looking too shabby. And we'll put a little red, probably about like that, to where it have a little bit of a vibrant red to it. Let's see here, yeah. Let's see if we can combine all that. And of course, little circles is what you want to do for the colored pencils. And you want to change this angle on them so that way they don't all go the same direction. Let's see if we can get this to where it looks even smoother. It kind of looks a little striated still. Let's see. Take some of that excess off. All right. Kind of feels like a little bit of a jazz music. Nothing smoother. There we are. Let's see if we can brighten it up a little bit now, because it's starting to come along. We're getting rid of that white and the white stuff in there. Let's blend that smooth. There we go. Blend those right around. Look too bad. There we go. Yeah, I get add a little bit more color into it, where it's not blending it so thin. Can't be chintzy on the colors. It starts to fade out and looks a little too glazed, or gives you a funny looking texture. Is there anything new happening in the sports area, or anything interesting in the news, or going on around you guys? There we are. Okay. Let's see if we can run it this way. And we'll, at least with the new light, we don't have to worry about my hand shadowing anything now. So it might be too bright. Let me see. Let me see if I can adjust that sucker. Maybe. Does that look a little bit better? Magic got one of their guys back, but a couple more were injured. They had only 9 of 15 players on Sunday. Jeez, they're almost bare bones, aren't they? Is that lighting a little bit better for it? Because that's a little bit dimmer. Do you guys see it better that way, or is that one better? So let you guys know. Trying to get to where you guys can see it nice and clearly as I'm working. So let's run it that way. There we go. Getting a little bit more of a warmer color. Looking good. 5 wins, 16 loss. That way is better. So the first one. So down here. Yeah, hard doing with such few players. So this color, this lighting is better. Because if that's lighting's better, I'll work with that lighting. That way it doesn't look so washed out. No, not that one. You like that one? Yeah. I appreciate you guys' input on that. Yeah, easy to see for me. Okay. That's what I was hoping, because from what I see and what it picks up. So. Yeah, easier for me to see. That's what I want. I want it easier for people to see. That's the best part. There we go. Let's see if we can slowly build this layers and layers up. I'm gonna have to get out my my markers one day and do some coloring with the markers and stuff. See, we got some watercolor markers, and my little girl, less glare on the first setting. Yeah, it's a little tough to try and get it. I mean, I might be able to do a little bit of an adjustment here. Let's see, because I might be able to put it up that way, but that glares on it really rough. That's a little bit better. It's kind of a neat light. I mean, it's hard twists every which direction, so it ain't too bad. So, alright, kind of getting this guy filled in nicely. Let's go to the darker red that I have over here. I think it's crimson is what I have. Yeah, crimson. Yeah. Alright, so let's see if we can blend in some crimson here so we can get a tone volume that goes across. We'll get a little bit there, and then we're going to bring in some other colors in to help push this a little bit further, not just have it to where it's all reds. That way it doesn't look so muddy or flat. Alright, so what we need is we're going to need probably, let's try this magenta. Put a little bit of, there we go. Good colored pencil is a sharp colored pencil. So let's see if we can add some magenta in here to help bring that color add a little bit of purplish look to it with the magenta. Kind of goes to a little more of a cooler piece. And we'll run that guy in. There we are. And let's, what the heck, we'll give this a little bit, add it to it where it has a little bit of a brightness right here. In the center there. And now let's see if we can start blending this in. So getting closer to the tip. Start closing in on the tip, making it work harder. tomorrow I also gotta put up some of the boxes I already got out of Christmas stuff for the house. That way I can get the rest of the outdoor light boxes out and whatnot and kind of get everything shuffled around through the attic. Make it a little bit more larger type Christmas layout this year. Kind of didn't get a chance to make a big one last year. So, gonna have to make up for it this year. Won't be like some of those things you see on some of the TikTok stuff, but hey. There we go. This isn't looking too bad. Yeah. Alright. What I'll do is I wonder if I could take a snapshot of it, and I could probably put the snapshot on. Joe Sereno. Oh, cool. Haven't seen him in a while. Let's see. Let's see what he's been up to. There we are. Alright. There we go. Let's see. So it's not quite dark enough. It's kind of blending in, so we need to really work on that, getting that a little bit darker. That sometimes is a problem because you kind of are hesitant in wanting to kind of blend it too dark because you don't want to lose on it. But I'm going to put in some of this this Dahlia purple to help darken that back out a little bit more. That way we can really see the actual difference in this, that this is actually rolled further back. So there we go. And you'll notice how the purple actually starts to really complement it nicely. It provides a little bit more of a darkness in there. See if we can get a little bit of a sharper line on that. That way you can see the way it envelopes around. Let's see, that's cool. I got my outside decorations. I need to get my mini tree and inside stuff set up this week. I got an early Christmas gift, a blow-up dog with a Santa hat. Oh, that's cool. Problem is it runs only on batteries, and the batteries are dead in 4 hours. I'm going to try Energize, see if it works a lot longer, or this blow-up isn't going to work. Got lights and deer outside too. You know what? I wonder. I bet you we could actually. I'd have to look at it and see how many it runs on batteries. You have to tell me how many batteries it takes and what type, because I could probably find a voltage that'll match that. We could probably do a hardwire where we could put a plug to it, and then it wouldn't have to run on batteries. We could probably do a split for it also, to where it all goes to one cord, and we could set it up to where it could be made to where you can just plug it in. Have a little diode on it, a relay on it. That way, or not a diode, a resistor on it. So that way, in case it does get an overvoltage, it just pops it, and there you go. Then you won't have to worry about batteries. Now I've done that similarly with a battery pack. You know, like those power banks for cell phones and whatnot. I've done something similar to that with them as well. So we can always make something like that. That's fun little stuff to make. Alright, let's clean off some of that extra there. Now we're starting to get a little bit better on that. We'll throw the purple in. Let's go to this red. Got something going on. What's this? There we go. See if I can. There we are. Alright. And let's see if we can blend that. And I want to give it a little bit of a lightness to it. So maybe we'll add 4 AA batteries. Yeah, that would be nice. Otherwise, when I was going to take it back to where she got it, you can't really stake it to the ground. You can only put it out when it isn't windy. Kind of tried to use the stakes, but I don't think it will stay. Yeah, if they don't have the little tabbies to where you can put the little camp stakes in, it kind of gets a little tough to do that. If not, you'd have to find something you could actually, put a little Velcro down on her, Velcro its butt to something. All right, try out this colors blender and see if we can make this stuff look a lot better. But you can see how the purple now worked with that to where this red really shows up. Let me see. I might actually have it on two. That's blue. That's warm lighting. Let's try to go with the neutral. We'll stick with the neutral and kind of a blend between the two. Because I was just looking at the screen and it looked like it was a little bit too, wasn't quite like it was washing it out. So, got to play with this goodies and stuff. So, oh yeah, that looks a whole lot better for the back area on it. Blends in nice and smooth. Yeah, something I was surprised there wasn't a way to do that with no blow-ups. You can stake down. This was odd. It was an awesome blow-up, though. I'll have to post pictures. Yeah, we'll have to check it out and whatnot and see. I mean, I'm quite sure if it's something you really want to keep, I know I can make something. We can make something to make it work. We're going to do a little project. We'll do a project and we'll do a little bit of filming and work on the project because it'll work perfectly underneath my whole slogan of let's create something together. So yeah, if it's something you want to really hold on to, we can modify it. No big deal. Kind of feel like Tim the Toolman Taylor, except I won't blow this stuff up. I rewired it, gave it more power. Oh yeah, this is coming out much nicer. I'm glad I added some more of that purple in. It's really cool instead of using just a darker red, that if you use a tertiary color or analogous color to it, it actually really works out nicely. Looks pretty cool. And it blends better, get more of a warm feeling to certain things, and it just feels more natural. That would be awesome. That's true, it would. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we could do that, man. Make a how-to video for that. And we'll bring it over there and we'll work on it. Should be pretty cool. Alright. There we go. That blends out nice. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, Brian. Yeah, happy to do that. Love to help out. Love to do that stuff. I love fixing things. That's the big thing. Love making stuff work. Alright. There we are. You're good at fixing things, unlike me. You put a little bit of mind to it, and if you really want to work on it, you'll feel that you can figure stuff out. You got a smart mind too. Remember, speed isn't the big thing when you're working on doing stuff like that. Speed comes with experience or efficiency type of thing. Not everything needs to be done quickly. But the solutions, if you can come up with the solutions quickly, that's just experience. So That means you've been practicing and you've worked on it before, and you may have made some mistakes before. So don't sell yourself short. That's the big thing. Yeah, that looks darker enough. And this part does match to that, so you know it's the same color, but you can actually now feel that it's actually coming through toward it's actually kind of rolling around, and then that's the back part of it. So I might add just still a little bit. Just never fixed much on my own. Well, hey, it's always a good first time for everything to play with. Let's see if we can just add just a tiny bit more. Digging that purple, making a nice dark area to it. And I'll blend in here at the light area so we get rid of some of those scratch areas. Oops. I sat my colorless blending pencil down at the rest. It disappeared on me. Here it is. True. Yeah. You'll be alright. I know you'll be alright, and hey, everybody had somebody that they did it with the first couple times and stuff to where they got comfortable with it. So it's not like I just picked it up and that was that. I had quite a bit of mentors, quite a bit of people teaching me. Get this colored lead pencil cleaned up again. There we go. Put it up there. Good point. That's right. So, alrighty. Okay, now so we got that side done. Let's this side is supposed to be like the dark brown over here, but I don't know if I'm really feeling that. I'm looking at my tablet also for I get little messages popping up on there and stuff. So sorry about that. Alright, while I'm at it, might as well grab myself a little bit of water. But yeah, need to get an updated camera because as you can see, the camera that's right there, actually right there, moves a little bit slower than I do down here. So, but it's an old camera. Let's see here. We got that. We'll do the red through there. Maybe we'll just run the red out. That's what I might do because there's not really too much. We could do use a little bit of warm gray over here to get this guy finished off. There we go. Go to a 20. There we go. And we'll blend him out a little bit. Not too bad if it's got a little bit of pink on it because it's still a little bit of a sunburst to all that. There we go. Not bad. Alright. So that's going to be there. This is going to have a little bit more brightness in the centers. So let's do the red, and what we're going to do is because it's closer to the spirit, it's got a glowing piece to it. It's going to have a little bit of area there, so we're going to take a little bit of this orange that we have as well that matches with the flaring, the bright flaring in here. And we're going to blend that in for some of the brighter areas just to bring some of the more highlights out. Might actually use a little bit of yellow too. Maybe a little bit of pink. Make it all work. So let's blend the glow also because there's a glow portion here that I have built up. We'll put a base down. So far I'm liking this computer I built and put together. Got pretty much all the parts from an estate sale, and except for like the RAM, but just from different estate sales and stuff. It's not bad. Definitely happy with it. So if you guys had any skipping or anything that you guys seen on your side, because I'm not getting any error messages on my screen over here. It's telling me if I've had any skipped frames or anything like that for any diagnostics. So I think it's actually good to go. I might actually try, like I said, I might actually test and see how far we can push this sucker. Add some more interactive stuff and really get this guy laid out. Nope. Good. That's what I like to see. Like to hear. Nothing worse than a laggy stream. Trying to see and enjoy some stuff and it just kind of hiccups and causes problems. Get this base red put down over here and then we'll work on some of the other parts of it. So here it kind of runs out. We might actually put a little bit over here to where it actually comes down like that. That actually might work out. And I'll grab my ink pen and I'll do a little line area there so show we got a little crease or fold. Put this up there. We'll go to 0.3 for the ink pen. Go and wing it without having the use of a pencil, so we'll run it down there, right about to there. There we go. That way it looks like it'll run up and it runs up to that same buckle area, almost like where this is. So, okay. I'm going to hop in the shower, be back in a bit. Alright, Brian, we'll see you in a few, brother. Don't want to. There we go. Let's go ahead and we'll throw a little bit of a brighter red, just a little bit, just to kind of get our, maybe right around through here. A little bit around here. A little bit over here we'll throw a little bit. We'll hit some orange. We'll do a little bit of orange glow still from around the spear up close, and then we'll have it to where it fades out this. We'll do a little bit of orange in there. The farther away it gets from certain type of lighting, how quickly it disperses and fades out, which is something else that's cool. Neat observations. And also what's really interesting is if you look at the science of it, like with using a spectrometer or the color spectrum, that's really what's cool, because when you look at like fluorescent or incandescent bulbs, their shadows actually have like a greenish tint to them, like a yellow-green tint, that are tone that goes to their color for when you have like a shadow off of an incandescent. This is LED, so it changes up the different coloring. But if you use like some of the other bulbs and stuff that are like the tube type style that's not LED, it actually does cast that, so it's kind of neat. You don't really notice it that much, but it feels natural, normal, because that's the way that the spectrum, the color spectrum, how it pulls through, which is pretty cool. All sorts of neat stuff. Feels like a little part Mr. Wizard show tonight. That was another good show. They need to have something like that back on here. Mr. Wizard's World. So Don, what's his name? Don Herbert. That's who Mr. Wizard was. He would be pretty cool to have. Something hanging around still like that. Let's see if we can throw a little bit of a dark red through to it. Let's run that down, up and down there. There we go. Let's see. So you can blend that through over to here. Oh, sounds like I got some people coming home. I got the fam making it back. So remember the rule. If we can hear them, they got to come and say hi. All right. Let's hit this guy a little bit here and we'll darken him out a lot more too. Yep, I can tell the fam's in. The doggo's moving around. Alright, let's throw that down here. We'll grab a little bit of the purple as well for the darker areas. Perfect. Bring that around. A little darkness in there and in there. Put it in there as well. Let's see if we can kick that on over. Give it a little bit of shadow in here. Alright. Maybe we'll grab a little bit of the grape because it's up here. It pinches in really tight up right at this point. And like I said, if you want to see a neat theory that shows like that, this thing where you use really as it keeps getting darker and darker, it'd be like stuff that's like close to the floor. You'll notice that it has a much darker tone, or like the corner of a wall, of a doorway. You'll notice that it kind of, as it gets closer, the items get close together, it has a little bit more of a darkness to it. Like if you put your fingers together, as you put your fingers together, you'll see that line that's actually between there, the shadowing and stuff like that in the light. So another neat little thing for lighting practice. And as we get close together with this, I'm going to let the darkness kind of take in there. So like down here, we'll put a little bit tighter line on that. Looks good. Color pencil. Let's see if we can brighten out the tones on this. That way we can really see. And we'll push this out. That way we can see the glow, but then we can see that the piece underneath it is eventually, as it gets further away, is going to take over. So there we go. That's actually looking pretty darn good. And see, it's a nice color piece on that. That way you and we'll put still a little bit of red back into that, so that way we can see it still blooming through here. So that way you can still feel the brightness on that, but it's just as you get further and further away, it drops more off. So the way it blends in now with that orange and light red, it really makes a good layout. All right. That's looking pretty good there too. Get some of that excess off, and we'll throw a little bit of red back over it. Richen it back out a little bit. There we are. And we'll blend that sucker back and forth through until we get a nice tone that we want to blend to shape that out. That's working out pretty good. Alright. See if we can now we'll work down here. Got to be a little careful next to the edge of the page. There we are. Yeah, it's looking good. Glad to put in that black grape color. That's pretty neat. Gives it a nice deep dark line color, but without using black, so it's not so sharp. Got to put maybe a little bit. Well, we'll do it a little bit after here. There we go. Let's see. And we'll work it through. Maybe next week we'll, or not next week, but this Thursday, we'll be back at the standing workstation, and we'll probably be doing we might actually do some work on some animation, some stuff like that, to where we can get it to work blend, where it works through. Maybe do a little pose sequence, or who knows? Maybe we'll work on the train, one of the trains and stuff. I get some images shot up and whatnot. We can have it to where a little train running around. We'll work on that for the overlay. You guys get to see how I'll build that. It's a neat learning. That's a neat learning process too, because I'm using a new software called Adobe Animate, and I might blend with some After Effects. I haven't decided yet which. I've used After Effects before, but this Animate one's supposed to have some pretty good functions to it, so we might have to learn and go through it ourselves and stuff, and kind of learn together. Should be pretty cool. So, see how quickly I can pick it up, or how quickly I can flub it. Either way, we'll have a good time. Now that's coming along nice. So we'll do that. We'll add. I might actually still do the dark brown up here with that, and then I'll finish those colors out, and I can put those colors over in the colored pencil rack. That should look pretty good. Let's see if I can hold down the paper, and we'll. So let's start over here at the light side and blend it into the dark. There we go. There we are. That's working along. Now what's interesting is I had done a piece a couple months ago, or almost a year ago. It's a lot of work. I can see the difference quality on taking your time and creating. Well, especially when you're this is being used as a, like I said, a color theory or color practice for lighting and color, and it's not just where you're just throwing similar colors on. You're actually blending the other colors and stuff to get that feel, that look that you're wanting to have. I mean, because if this wasn't a light source, you wouldn't be able to see some of the pinks that were stuck in there and the bright oranges and the little bit of purples and stuff that kind of cause the illumination to run through. So without it, and that was just there, it would kind of be bland or blur or dull is what it would be. And I did a piece, which was another Epic 7 fan art piece I did on another character. And I used colored pencil and I used my watercolor markers and I used some of my gel pens to get certain highlights and stuff out, trying to do the effects like I did here with all colored pencil by practicing this color theory. So using this light and color practicing that I did and did this sketch piece to where I could try and hone and work on my craft on it, it actually that's what's really bringing the color out, because you may not see it immediately, but as you look closer, and like if you look at a painting up close, you'll start to notice that it's actually got more color in it than what you're seeing from a distance. So when you go to a museum, you'll see pictures that really have the warmth or the coolness in different areas. But until you go up and you look at it a little bit closer, then you can really see what the artist did in order to get the different colors out on it. So I'll pull this up so you guys can see the bottom here a little bit better. So I'll pull up the camera so you can actually see now. Let me bring it up that way. So which is going to be neat, because also that's all the reason why I used this size page, so that way if it's hanging up and you can see it from a distance, it really feels a lot more. It's really looking good. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually happy with how it turns out too. I usually always find some sort of fault or issue that I don't like with my artwork and stuff, which is good because it allows you to wanting to improve and practice on it some more. Let me we'll go ahead. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to do that type of brown over here with this as well. It might not come out the way I want it to do quite as well, but that's make it work. Let me see if I can scoot this guy back up. Awesome. So it's really neat, and it's neat how when you start to really learning this portion of it, you start to really appreciate how much the artist put into the paintings and stuff, or the museum pieces that you see, and what they did in order to convey the feeling or the scene, to really make you feel like you're there with it, or you can feel the warmth, the cold, or the emptiness, or you can find like your spot that you want to be at, which is pretty cool. That's really the neat part of it all. So if you have never been to a museum, go there and check them out. It may seem some people might find it boring, but once you get in there and you start looking at the stuff, it makes all the difference in the world. You really start to see different things and really can kind of explore some stuff. Oh, it went to blue. I was like, where did that light come from? My wall LEDs flowing through different colors. So see if we can blend this guy through a little bit. There we go. Get that brown looking piece there. It's kind of interesting because we got to make this brown kind of look like it's got a little bit of a glow to it. So that's why I got a couple of pinks in there as well. So not bad of a start. We need to keep working on it. Time and talent. Well, it's practice. It's all practice, because I can show you a piece I did from a year ago that the line art was great, because I've done that for ages, but the coloring is very difficult. You can see a little bit of muddiness, and I'll pull it out, and I'll show it next time around along with next to this one, and you can see just a difference on it and how an improvement it is, especially when you start to use these same concepts. Let's go back to this color, the chocolate color, and let's see if we can bring that brown in a little bit more down here. So it's good to see even like people you think that have have talent and stuff, but it's kind of neat. I like the live stream stuff because you kind of sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Equal good work. Yep. So it's nice to see. I like that's why I like this live stream stuff because sometimes I can pump out some really good looking art pieces, and sometimes it's not matching up. Just can't seem to get it to go in the right way, so you sometimes have to swap out and try something else. So just don't ever get discouraged by it, because even the best artist has had bad days. You know, even the best artist has pictures that he's tossed or that he's crumpled up because he was like, it's just not feeling it, and he goes to start over. So all right, let's clean that guy off. We need to make him darker also to match some of those a little bit more. Let's add in this chestnut to really start to bring in some of that coloring. You're only human. Yeah, we are. We all are. And that's the neat thing. Well, what the thing is that people start to wonder is that you get used to is that you just see all their best works or their pieces that they post or show, and it puts that sort of like a stigma, or you start to have that same feeling like, man, there's no way I could be that good. Well, yeah, you can. You'll make mistakes just like everybody else has made. That's more my... And let's get this a little bit darker. There we go. A lot darker. Yeah. That should do it. Alright, I guess we can take those colored pencils and I'll put them down over here in my stack of other colored pencils. I'll get them organized later. Alright. Now, time to pick on what type of background we want to do. It's going to be interesting because I'm not going to do too detailed of a background. I want it to be kind of like you would if you took a picture or a photograph, you'd kind of have it as a blur a little bit in the background, but I still want it to have some detail to it. So, and some little pieces to it. So let's see here. I kind of was picking out some of the colors already, which was these guys here I was looking at. So I thought maybe we could do... Well, let me grab my pencil first. Do some light sketching and kind of get an idea. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a cloud-like. Maybe we'll have sort of like a glowing smoke, like a background. I think maybe if we do like a fire thing, where you can, how the smoke and you can see the color on the smoke for a fire, it would actually look pretty cool. So throw a couple of pencil lines down here just to kind of get an idea. It's going to be very light because I'm going to probably clean it off pretty quick. Actually, I'm not even going to bother that. We're going to make it a little bit more organic. Let me just clean those off. And we're just going to go with the colored pencil, and we're just going to kind of do an organic background to this. That'll probably be a little bit better. Clean up some of the... There we go. But no, I got a new artboard, some paper that actually is a heavier weight than this the colored pencil should come through and be a little bit more vibrant on and have a little bit more area to it. This one still has a pretty neat texture, and so I'm looking forward to playing with that for the next art piece. That should be pretty good. Let's just do it this way. So we'll run it kind of that way. See how we want to do this. Oh, there's somebody barking. And we'll run it over. And let's see. We'll run that guy on up like this. Kind of get a lay out like that, and we'll maybe bloom it a little bit. And let's see here. There we are. So run that through. Alright. And let's see here. We could probably... I'm back. 3:39 a.m. rocket, and the booster returns 8 minutes later, so there'll be loud sonic booms that may wake us up. I'll probably sleep through it. I typically have something playing on anyway on some headphones and whatnot, so... Hey, Lily. Alright. So, maybe we'll do that, and we'll maybe make a little paint splatter thing. Yeah, the wake-up call, that should be pretty interesting. Oh, really? That's cool. Sometimes I wake up, sometimes I sleep through it. Yeah, I've slept through quite a bit of them. Kind of get used to it after a while. So, you know. Alright, let's see here. So we kind of have that. Maybe we'll kind of... We want it to be soft and run through. Yeah, that should work that a little bit. Let's see if we can... Oh, we don't want it to go too far. We want to bring it in a little bit more, so that way as it gets higher and further away from the brightness, it won't have such a strong... Yeah, true, more depends on my dog. Yeah, yeah, I agree there. My dog will wake me up if somebody has a squeaky brake driving by the house. But I guess that's her way of making sure that we're protected. It's either that or she's, you know, was a mechanic in a previous life. There we go. Yeah. So. Alright. So. Kind of doing a cloud area, as you can see here, a little bit of the form. You might or may not see it, but this is a black grape color, which is basically going to be the sharp lining of the cloud as it's billowing out. So it's going to have a brightness past it because it's going to have like another type of cloud that's going to go past it a little bit. And then this is going to be the line area that I have an idea for where it's going to have the brightness, like the reflectiveness of it, to where you can see a bit of the shape of the cloud. And we're going to slowly blend that in with some reds and stuff, and that should be quite interesting. So yeah, we got to change it up so that way the colored pencil just doesn't stick one section or have one direction on it. Yeah, that is true. Time we got? Oh, it's only 8:24. We're actually making some pretty good time on this. Oh, do we want to keep working on this piece, or do we want to maybe pull out a sketchbook and maybe do some sketching? If you guys are okay with playing with this guy some more, we'll stick with this one. If you want, we can come up with do some sketches and we can change it up a bit. I'll get some, like I said, Thursday I'll get some stuff done up in place for working on. Maybe we'll try our hand at doing some animations, and like I did similar to the Christmas lights that are just kind of moving along. But I didn't want something so stagnant. What you want is okay with me, up to the other people and you. Hey, alright, well then we'll just keep plugging along at this for a little bit. It's kind of a nice chill Tuesday. Had some family in. They've been in for pretty much almost the month of November. So, and they left this morning, so I haven't heard yet. Make sure they've gotten up there safely, back home safely, but we shall see. Alright, so throw this one on over. And this should look pretty good once we get done. Let's see. There we are. And follow your feeling. I think we're just going to keep playing with this guy a little bit so that way we're not running over there and... Well, that's a little delayed, and I thought I already did that. What's this? There we go. All right. There we are. Let's see. What I need to do is I need to start... I got to get some of these other feeds put together to where I can get more notifications around to some of this stuff happening around here, and maybe add some TikTok reels and whatnot to some of this stuff, get some more, garnish some more attention. But we're still doing so alright, so keep laying down a little bit of a base. This is the Dahlia purple that I'm laying down as a base for this, so that way it's going to have some nice reds in there and whatnot that'll resonate out nicely. So nice thing about these soft colored pencils is also if you got too dark of an area like that and you don't want to try and blend it out, this little electric eraser is pretty good. You can actually pick up some of it and it kind of throws it off. I mean, you'll have to clean the tip again, but that's okay. You can get a whole bunch of little nib tips on that. But when it cleans off some of that, then you just wipe off the excess, and then you can go back over again with that to kind of blend that right in. So it's great for a little bit of patchwork, especially if you kind of sometimes slip up and you end up putting a little bit too much pressure, like with this where I've been working on one side for so long and I forgot to roll my pencil. It actually has, you'll see it's got that flat area. So now if I roll it over and I work on it, it's going to have a very sharp point on it, which was good for if you're working up on a corner like this, because then you can do it really light and butt right up to the area on it, like so. But instead I'm going to turn it only part way, so that way I kind of slowly work that edge off, or to where it's not so flat. But it's okay to have it a little bit, especially we're cleaning up a whole bunch of areas, so I'm going to put it back to that flat side and work it out to where I'll get further and further away, and I can really just blend it nice and smooth, and it doesn't look so line. It's more of a soft, smooth blend, especially when you're just doing a base here and you're going to add some others to it. So kind of gives me a chance also to see how I once I see it, how I want to add some of the other shadowing and lighting and stuff in there with the clouds. So, but this is going to be the brightest section I want it to focus on, so it'll have one cloud plume and then you'll have another cloud plume further behind, so that way you can show the depth. That's the reason why that one's that dark compared to the other side. So, and we might actually bring this purple down just a little bit of striation areas because it's going to be the brightest section down here. So we might not have too much purple down there. So be nice getting back to my standing desk also and do some work up there. I like my microphone instead of this head mic piece, and I like my headset I have up there better. But that's just a big ordeal to transfer and slide over this way and mount back up this way and then back and forth. So, and I don't have exactly too much space in this little area to have a mic. I could probably throw a mic over here or put it off of the actual arm for the camera. Kind of making a little bit of excuses when I actually know I could figure out a way to make it work out. Getting messages. But yeah, nope. Got a buddy of mine's playing. He messaged me early this morning saying, "Oh, I really need your help looking at my plane. It's giving me some audio problems." And so got him coming in next week to try and get him squeezed in so he can keep flying, keep him running. So, and I got to do a little bit more CAD work. I got one of the panels done up for the other Cessna that's going to have the custom overlay done. So for next month when the client comes in to be able to kind of look at the panel work on it, see if they like it, you'll get them going. Yeah, I always will get them going. I got a strange feeling though that his old audio panel's finally pooping out on him, to where it's not exactly going to have the best. Let's work to where it might actually. It'll probably cost a little bit more than just some labor and stuff for me to try and fix it, because I have a feeling it's going to be something that's going to be more expensive to try and repair the old unit than it is just to buy a new unit and to install it. One of those type deals. But you do that, it's not too bad. So I wouldn't let him spend money if he didn't need to. Some of the old stuff is worth fixing. But if it gets to where it's too expensive, you got to do what you got to do. See, in this plume, it's going to be like this. Run it that way. And run it like that. There we go. But yeah, last week was pretty much a big computer fix day. I fixed all sorts of people's computers. Fixed my in-laws' computer, got her up and running. Put this computer together, fixed my wife's computer, got her upgraded, got Alana's computer going. So we had some pretty good times. Got some good stuff worked out on it. I always make them happy. Make it faster, make it work. So let's see if we can run that. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. That's good. It is really good. It's always a good feeling, especially when you can get things to the person to be happy with what they're playing with. Alright, got that sort of piece laid out. Maybe we'll throw a little like that. Okay. So let's go to this Crimson Lake Red, and let's see if we need to put a little bit this way. Run it like so. Definitely, yeah. Definitely is right. Still looking at all that watch party stuff to where this computer probably could handle it. I got to see. I've been researching some of the legality stuff on that to see if we can actually play certain things as a watch party while we're sketching along and having some fun with. So we need to do probably, let's see, maybe we'll run it like so. We'll play it like that. So, working on these clouds, going to have it sort of like a, we've got the one light source here. We're going to have like a bright glowing piece off the bottom half that's going to go up to it. So that's why this purple is going to be sort of like, as the light travels away from the fire and stuff, it will, as further away it gets, the less it'll be as for the illumination on it. So we're going to have it sort of like go into like this dark purple, almost like a night at the top there, where the clouds kind of blend into the night, or the smoke plumage blend into the night. So, but it's going to have sort of, we're going to do sort of more of a red background and stuff that should help pop the character out of the page a little bit more. So, which should work out pretty well. But playing with this Crimson Lake. But no, yeah, I've been looking at some of the Prime stuff. They have like a watch party link that you can do with the live stream stuff. And I just wanted to make sure that it'd be all good to be able to do for certain things. So that way maybe we got this going on, we can always have something else we're watching at the same time, which would be pretty cool. So it'd also be nice to have like maybe a news ticker thing, because at the same time I could actually see what some stuff's going on. I think I can put some tickers on, so we'll have to take a peek. There we go. Let's see, so we'll hit a little fuzz that way and a little bit that way. So, and we're going to transition from the dark reds down here to a brighter red, to like a very luminous orange type area. We're not going to put too much yellow into it because I don't want it to where you actually think you can see the fire. But there we go. We're working a little bit lighter on the colored pencil down here also. Run this over. Oh, wow, that really went quick. We're already got 20 minutes left. Let's see. So have to put out. Actually, we're thinking about maybe building some other Christmas items and stuff for the back, or for the outside, not the backyard, but for outside and stuff. I was talking with my daughter about that, saying, hey, if we wanted to make some neat stuff, we can. So we got that. Let's maybe run this over this way. So we'll have that. Maybe we'll make a little open area here too. That'll allow for a little bit brighter of a light color source into, and we'll put a brighter red into that one. So it won't have this dark red that's sitting in there with that. Add maybe a little bit of an orange to it as well. So I'll do it that way. And then up here we'll bring this guy down a little bit. Just trying to give it some good implied areas on it to where you kind of have the feeling of your eye knows what it is you're looking at without having to put too much detail on it. That way, because you don't want it to be so detailed that it starts to take away from the main art piece that you're wanting to do or to blend in. So let's run it that. Let's this guy's definitely going to be closer, and we'll run it that way, maybe that way, and we'll run him up that way too. And we'll blend those in. That way we start to get some layering of this smoke plumage. And once we get all this done, what's going to be really cool is some of these lighter areas that have the glow effect and stuff. We're going to add that in to where you can feel it, the brightness that goes through the back sashes and stuff that are flowing, because they're kind of silk-like. So they're trying to we'll give it a translucent feel to it, which would be pretty good. And then this guy, I'll go ahead and fill this in, and we'll actually make the corners a little bit darker, so that way you really, by darkening out the corners and kind of blending this to where as it gets darker, as it gets towards the edge, it'll start to make, even though the page is going to be the same size, it'll start to make the piece feel a little bit smaller. It'll give you that feeling of it's all more condensed and tight and brought in and drawn in by doing that, by giving you dark areas that makes it feel like it's a no area to go. So, and let's see here, let's add a little bit of dark red into this. Let's see, we want, yeah, we'll do a little bit of dark red to that as well. We'll bring it that way. See, and once we get this area filled, these little lines that I'm working on grading it out, we're going to actually use the same black grape to start to accent that at the same time, so it all kind of feels similar to it. So there we go. So let's run that way, and then bring that up that way. Alright. We kind of get that laid out. We'll put a little extra weight on the colored pencil as we get closer there, so that way the red really starts to show in, and that way when we come back with a little bit of darker coloring, won't necessarily be too much of a darker coloring, but it'll be more of like the amount of color pigment we're putting down on there from the colored pencils will help tone this out and provide a good shadow to it. So let's, because we're trying to give a glowing effect with smoke as well, with the cast the light on the smoke, which is kind of an organic piece. So and we want it to feel like layers at the same time. So so when I kind of set my line on that, I went lighter, but I rotated the pencil to where I took some of the tip off a little bit to where I could still get a nice clean line that I wanted to. And then as I blend it in, I can go over it nicely. That way it hides my tight line that I had to visualize. There we go. And let's see here what we want. To run it on in. There we are. Not too shabby. But even then, as you're just looking on the page, you can start to see how it starts to take a little bit of shape, and as we're slowly forming it in. We're slowly building it up. That's the nice thing. That's actually been the really nice thing about the colored pencil is you get to see it, and it doesn't look like much right now. It just looks like you kind of like scribbled. It looks like when you first do it, it's got all this porousness to it, and you feel like it looks like you're from back in kindergarten or first grade coloring, and you're like, oh yeah, I made this beautiful looking thing, and it's like you can see all the white inside it, and it's like, oh, it doesn't look quite as clean, but as you keep working it and you keep putting the layers and building up and putting the colors in at the right areas that you want, start to bring some life into it. So really cool stuff. Trying to envision how this cloud is kind of it's puffing out and kind of making these little rolls as I'm trying to picture, like from looking at fire and stuff and fireplaces and campfires and stuff and seeing how the smoke comes out. That's what we're trying to recreate. So, and we've got like 10 minutes left. So we're starting to move right along here. See if we can get a little bit more of this done. We actually did pretty good. We already got a quarter of the background done up. Let's see here. To run a little bit of a sharp line right there. Got your show going on tonight, Brian, at 9? Or is it going to be a rerun, or is it a new one? Let's see if we can put that up like that. That doesn't look too bad. Yeah, we're getting there. All right. Yeah, new tonight, Monarch. All right. So we got that sharpened out. Let's give it a very vibrant area if we're gonna. Maybe we got a few minutes. Let's work a little bit on the edges of this. We want even brighter than that. Let's see what we got. So I got a bright red. Maybe. What have I got in here? know those are browns. What do I got over here? Maybe they're vermilion. Ooh, poppy red. Poppy red might be a good color choice. Let's take a peek and see. Alright. Got a little hit there with that. That doesn't look too bad. Let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that poppy red really is going to make it pop by itself. Poppy red. It sounds like fun. Poppy red. Alright, we got a few more minutes before we'll wrap it up for the night. See if I can blend that in with the purple nicely. I'll throw this poppy on there. Not bad, not bad at all. Blend that a little bit with that black grape. We'll work this. Help illuminate that out a little bit more, along with the cloud. There we go. Lost your video. I'm looking okay on here. Huh. Everything's showing good on my side. Anybody else lose the video? Because mine looks is still looking okay. So didn't give me any error messages yet, so but I'm going to use this. A few more minutes. Poppy red got going on. So let's see if we can keep blending this in. Back now. Oh, I don't know what, something must have had a quick flicker on it. See if we can run that in. Alright. I'm glad it came back for you. Yeah. Lost modulation. Huh. Well, my video is still showing fine and everything on it, so I don't know. And I'm not getting any error messages, so I don't know. Did anybody else lose it on there? If so, let me know. And maybe I can see what's going on with it. Might have had a little hiccup on it. I didn't see anything on our side. Everything else that I got going on also around here is actually still working out okay, so we'll play on for just a few more minutes. We've only got a few minutes left anyway. So but we'll get a little bit more of this poppy red color put down. So as we'll keep blending her in. So like I said, Thursday we'll probably be working on at the standing workstation behind me, and we'll be doing some animation rigging. So I might play with that. Try out some of the Adobe Animate stuff and see what some of the new little features they have in it since their update, because they just updated the 2023 version and they got some neat new goodies. So let's see what we can do. Good night. Okay, well, good night. You guys have a good night. I'm going to be wrapping up in a minute or two anyway. You take care, and we'll see you on Thursday. We'll go ahead and put this guy up there, and we'll take the glove off. Well, guys and girls, thank you for hanging out with me. And we got a pretty decent amount of this done. We're almost done with the whole project on it. I'll probably work on the background maybe tomorrow a little bit, along with some of the other stuff. And I'll post some pictures of it, of the finished piece, and I'll post some of the. I've been taking pictures of it as we've been going also, so I'll do like a little time-lapse thing of that.
But thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you Thursday. We'll probably be at the standing workstation behind me. So, and we'll probably be working on maybe some more Christmas overlay stuff and other things. Lost the video twice and had to refresh in the last 10 minutes. Huh. That's interesting. Maybe it's their server. Maybe it was given an issue. But anyway, guys, have a good night. We'll see you later. And God bless, and don't forget, let's create something together. You guys take care now. Bye now.